is coordinating the cluster engineering and tooling in Portugal. This integrates the value chain of molds and plastics. And we are participating in a GEMSTONE project with different countries. We have very good partners in this project. This is a Eurocluster project financed by the European Commission, trying to mobilize the European market, the companies for circular economy and for the green transformation. This project is very important because it integrates also cascade funding program. This means that companies can apply for specific calls within the project for research, for participating in different trade fairs or international conferences. And it promotes a large value chain on the green and sustainable manufacturing and industry. This webinar is prepared to engage, to mobilize the companies and the stakeholders for the circular economy. And we are starting to look by the new business models. And then we will introduce also the topic of the servitization of the industry within the frame of circular economy. To proceed on that, we have two excellent partners and persons that are very much focused and working in these fields. We have David Camosho from LNEC, is an institute Portuguese, and he will present us new methodology, Circo, and he will explain how we can launch new business models in the frame of circular economy. Thank you very much, David, for participating with us and contribute to this webinar. And then we have Nicolas Frango from France, from CIRID, a very known international center for innovation. And he will talk us about how servitization question traditional economy models by modern circular economy. So we will learn a lot how we can take advantage of traditional economy models and optimize and push them on circular economy fields. So this webinar, they will have around 20 minutes per presentation, and then we will have question and answers to promote. So if you want, you can put also on the chat your questions during the presentations, and then in the end we have this question and answer period to proceed. Thank you very much for your participation. A big thank to our partners of GEMSTONE, and this is really a good team, and we are very pleased and honored to be here with you. So now I will pass the word to David Camosho, and so I will disconnect my presentation. So David, can you?
Okay. Thank you, Rui.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon to all. And first of all, thank you for the invitation to be here and present our project and the experience that we had with the implementation of the Circo methodology here in Portugal. Let me share my screen. Okay, yeah. Do you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So Okay. So, as I was saying, good afternoon to all. I will present you the experience that we had with the Circle Hub Portugal and the implementation of the Circle methodology here in Portugal. I will give you a very brief introduction to what was the Circle project, also an overview of the methodology, a very brief overview of the methodology and what is the Circle International, and then I will focus a little bit on the design strategies and the business model archetypes that are part of the methodology. And in the end, I will share some ideas and some examples of the results of the implementation.
David, sorry, just
Yeah.
to say that we are recording these webinars. So
Okay.
if someone don't agree with that, please say. Okay, so you can continue. Sorry for the interruption. I forget.
No problem. No problem. So the Circle Hub Portugal is a project that ended in the end of last year. It was a project that had a partnership of UNEG, YAPME, and APA, and these three institutes were responsible for the implementation of the project here in Portugal. It was funded by the Environmental Fund, and of course we had the support from the Circle International. And the objectives of this project was to incentivize the circular economy through design. It has a focus on the design and companies that were responsible for the design of their products and services. And the targets were to train and to build capacity on around 100 companies, plus a group of designers external to those companies. So the target was 100 companies and 60 designers in the project. So all the project was based on circular economy, and just a very brief introduction in circular economy, and our aim was to avoid or minimize waste in all life cycle and the value chain of all the products and services, and of course also to regenerate nature. So for these, all the products and materials and components aim to be kept in use, in circulation for long periods of time through different processes like maintenance, reuse, refurbish, and so on. And what is new here in this circular economy approach is that we try to have this decoupling from the economic decoupling from the consumption of finite resources. So we want to fulfill the needs of users without the need of consume more natural resources. So this was the basis for the project. And here in Portugal, we have a group of trainers that were trained to be Circle trainers, international trainers. Of course, that we had more colleagues working on the project, but these were the team from UNEG and YAPME responsible for the implementation and for the training of the companies. Sorry. And this Circle Hub Portugal is part of a large network of hubs implementing the methodology at the global scale. And this network is growing. There are more hubs under development, and the idea is to spread the methodology and the Circle approach to more companies around the world. Well, the Circle, this is based on the Circle project, the international project that was developed in the Netherlands in 2015. And this methodology had a huge success in the Netherlands. They were able to train and to promote circular economy in different countries, in different companies with huge success. And around 2019, they decided to spread the methodology to other countries. And that's when our Secretary of State had contact with the Circle methodology and then invited us this partnership to implement the project here in Portugal. The methodology, very briefly, is divided in 3 main stages. We have an initial stage where we initiate the process by analyze the current and the linear way of working of the companies. So we analyze their value chain to identify opportunities for improvement. Then we have a second phase where is to ideate. So the idea here is to develop opportunities for new business models, for product redesign, to add services to their systems based, of course, on circular business models and design strategies. So this is the second phase. And the third phase is an implementation phase where the companies within the training draw an implementation plan, and in the end they develop a pitch to present their work and to convince stakeholders of their new business model. Just an overview of the training. The training is divided in these 7 steps. First, we design the value chain and identify the opportunities where there is value destruction, where are opportunities in the different stages of the value chain. Then we select, and the companies select their opportunities, and based on that, they formulate their ambitions. So they stated what they want to achieve with the training and with the project that they are developing. Then they explore business models, and based on all the previous work, they develop a new business model for their company. So this new business model, for the implementation of the business model, there are changes that are needed, changes in terms of product, in terms of services, in terms of the company itself. So all these changes are analyzed, and to finalize the process, they set up the implementation plan for a short and a long-term period. And in the end, there is a call for action to implement the business model in practice, and they develop the pitch. So this is very briefly what companies do with the training. Okay. And this is a very practical approach. Companies work together, they exchange their knowledge and their experiences with other companies in the training, with trainers and with the group of partners that are involved in the training. And we have different tools for helping the process. These are tools that are available for the companies, and they are in a platform, an interactive platform that companies use during and after the training. These are the tools for day one. They have also different tools for the second day and the third day, where they finalize the process. So this is basically the structure of the training that companies do with all the group, with trainers, with the partners and the other companies. So next we have the design strategies and the business model archetypes that are available in the methodology and are kind of the basis for the development of the new business models. So very briefly, the design strategies, they go from more product oriented to component oriented, and we have these 6 strategies that are explored within the training. So we have the attachment and trust. So companies try to look at their products and give them features to make them more trustable and a more attachment from the users to the product in order to maintain the product for longer periods of time. We have also durability. We want to improve the durability of products in order to make them usable as long as possible. Then we work on standardization and compatibility. The idea is to make more standard products and standard solutions in order also to promote a longer use and a more efficient use of those products. Another strategy is related to maintenance and repair. We need to develop new products that are more easy to maintain and more easy to repair, not just in terms of the product itself, but in terms of the services that are linked to the product and the availability, for example, of spare parts that can be used to prolong the lifespan of the products. Then we have upgradability and adaptability. So we want that products have the possibility to be upgraded and adapted to the new needs of users or to future needs of users. So we try to give them these features. And finally, the last strategy within this methodology is disassembly and reassembly. So this is a very important strategy because we need to make the products very easy to assemble and disassemble in order to, for example, to promote a better maintenance or a better repair of the products, or for example, if we need to recycle the materials or the components or reuse components, if they are easy to disassemble, this improves the entire system. So these are the strategies that we explore in terms of design within the methodology. Going now for the business model archetypes, we have here a group of archetypes that also go from a more product-oriented approach to a service-oriented approach. So we have, in terms of business model archetypes, companies explore the classic long life. So the idea here is to develop business models that are based in products with higher quality that are used for longer periods of time. So this is basically to develop better products, to sell better products, and this is a more simple business model. The next one is an hybrid business model. This is where companies have their profits from the sales of some products that are cheap and short, with a short lifespan, but they only work and they only function together with high quality and durable products. As an example of this type of business model is the coffee machines, where we have very nice and very durable coffee machines, and then the profit of the company is, of course, that they have profit from the selling of the machines, but the higher income is related to the sales of the coffee pads. So here we try to work on these two ways. First, to have this very durable product, and then efficient, for example, the coffee pads. Then the other business model is a gap exploiter, and here we explore services like repair service, how we can include more services for repair the products in order to extend their functional lifetime. This also has some strategies to promote second-hand sales of products. So how can we develop our business model in order to recover the products after the use and refurbishing them and resell them as with a new life. And then we have the recovery. And here we want to facilitate the take back of the products to the companies in order to extract valuable materials, components, and so on. So we want to improve this circulation of materials in the system. Another business model is regarding to access, and here the users don't own the product, but they have access to it. So the idea is that the ownership of the products remains with the service providers, and the customers and the users have access to the products to use them according with their needs. And finally, we have the performance business model, where the users only need to have the function of the business model. So, for example, in a dry cleaning service, we don't need to know which kind of machine the company is using or which type of detergent that they are using. They are responsible for all these aspects. We just need our clothes to be clean. So we just need the performance of the service. So these are the business models that are widely explored within the methodology, and companies look at them and try to analyze and try to implement as much as possible in their new approach. Well, in terms of the experience in Portugal, we in the first stage of the circle that ended last year, we had a wide group of companies trained here in Portugal, and we are now working on the second phase, and we want to have a new circle hub in Portugal. So we are working on that. And in this first stage, we had 95 companies from different sectors, totally different sectors from the Portuguese companies. And all these companies were trained and were able to look at their business models and improve their business models. 70 of them applied ideas for improve and to implement the business model archetypes. 68 applied circular design strategies, and 52 applied both ideas and both strategies in order to have an optimized solution for the business model. So in terms of numbers, just to give you an overview of the experience, from those companies, 45 implemented the business model regarding to recovery of materials, components, and so on. 24 implemented repair services. They supply products, but they offer specialized repair services within their business model. 23 have second-hand sales of the product, so they are planning their business models in order to recover the products in the end of use and for refurbishing them and selling them again to give them a new life. 16, they have the classic long life model, and then the access and only two with the performance business model. The hybrid, which is a very interesting business model, was not adopted within these companies. So this is the overview of the application. And just to give you some examples of companies that applied and improve their business models. We have, for example, one of the companies that was a producer of lighting systems. They implemented some collection services to recover the products in the end of life, and in order to repair them, refurbishing them, and sell them to other markets. And they also implemented a service of lighting. So instead of selling the products, they were selling rooms with light. So the idea was the company was responsible for all the service and all the system in order to have light in spaces. Another company that is producing mobile homes, they changed their business model to have to rent the mobile homes or to sell them with the possibility of return after the period of use. And they also were offering services for preventive maintenance and upgrade. So the idea was to have a close contact with these mobile homes during their life in order to support the users. Another company is a ceramic tableware company, and they changed their product in order to reduce the waste, and they are using the waste from production and from products in the end of life in order to produce new products. And they implemented a rental service. Instead of selling the ceramic products, they are renting these products for different purposes. Another example is a packaging company, and they developed a new product, a very interesting new product, a new packaging that is long-lasting, is reusable, is more sustainable. And instead of selling this packaging, they are renting it for professional customers. So they are responsible for all the logistics and all the maintenance of the packaging, and the users have access to it. Another example, it's a company that produces machines for textiles production. And instead of just selling the machines, they developed this remote assistant service. They were able to link the machines and have information on the machines. And the idea is to have preventive maintenance, for example, and they are also collecting data from the use of the machines in their customers in order to prevent risks and failures, and also in order to collect data to improve the machines. And this they were able to measure that the productivity increased around 25% due to these new services that the company have. Then we have another example of a company that is designs labels for wine bottles, and they developed a good practices guidebook in order to support the development of sustainable solutions. So instead of just designing their products, they are giving information to other designers, to other companies, on how to develop better and more sustainable products. And the last one, it's a textile and clothing company that produces this kind of products for hotels, and they were used to sell the products to these hotels, and now they are renting it for use in a pay-per-use solution. So the company is responsible for all the management of the products within the hotels, and they promote an efficient use and long-lasting use of the towels, for example, and they are able to recover the products in the end of life, to recycle them and make them usable again. So these are just some ideas of the results. The companies are still working on their business models. That's why I'm not giving you more information about the results, because they are still under development. So thank you very much. You have here our contacts, and if you have any questions or any doubts, please contact us.
Thank you, David. Very good presentation and a very good view with good examples. So now we are going to the next presentation. So Nicolas Frango, the stage is yours, and thank you again.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for the invitation again. Thank you, David, for this first part. You will see our subject are linked. We are going to talk about performance, about access. So it's perfect. Thank you very much. So I'm Nicolas Frango. I'm a project manager at CIRID, the International Center of Resources and Innovation for Sustainable Development in France. And we are going to try to bring some responses, or in the first step of responses to how servitization question traditional economic models by mobilizing a circular economy. First of all, just a word about the CIRID quickly. So the CIRID is created in 2005. We are a non-profit association with 12 employees based in Saint-Etienne, in the region of Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes. And we act for the promotion of change in favor of sustainable development, working with companies, with professionals, associations, local government, working on circular economy, industrial economy, eco-design, etc. If you want to know more about us, I invite you to go on our website or our LinkedIn page. You can find all the information you need. To start, I think it's interesting before delving into our principal subject, I would like to quickly highlight a few limits and deadlocks of the traditional economic model, because it's due to facing these limits and stakes that we are initiating these reflections. So it's important to question these limits. So the principal limits, it's not an economic lessons or something like that. I'm not an economist, but it's interesting that the current and dominating economic model emanates from the financial model, and it's based on a few principles. The first one is the sales of standardized products and services, and the logic based on sales volumes, with a principle of economies of scale that encourage to produce always more and more, and of course to use more materials, more energy, and leads us to some sustainable challenges. And this economic model can't respond to this challenge and stakes of sustainable development. Multiple environmental issues raised by the scientific community, as the finitude of natural resources, but also the access to water, to energy, geopolitical risks, collapse of biodiversity. All of these issues question this traditional model, and which leads us to think about new ways to practice economy. Nowadays, we assist to an emergence of new models trying to bring answers to these limits, as circular economy, as rental models, as cooperative and functional economies. As David mentioned, circular economy. I will pass quickly on this diagram because David already mentioned the Ellen MacArthur Foundation approach of circular economy, and you will have the presentation with the link. But if you don't know this website, I invite you to go to know more about the Ellen MacArthur Foundation and the circular economy approach. To try to bring responses to the question how servitization questions the traditional economic model by mobilizing the circular economy, I choose to tell you a story of a company that we support in this way. And I like this quote of Einstein, who said one day, madness is to continue behaving the same way and expect a different outcome, because we have to change our mindset. It's something difficult, but we have to think new ways to produce and to do our economy. This is the story of Electrocaloric. It's a designer of meal service trolley for health and medical social institution. You can see in the corner an example of the trolleys that they produce. And it's a strong company with a long story, with unique expertise, with high capacity of innovation. They have 3 factories in France, factories in Spain, in Germany, in Portugal too. They have more than 120 employees, 30 million euros of revenue, a market all around the world. The innovation is in the DNA of the company, which is created in 1919, so a very old company, with more than 80% of the suppliers based in France or in Europe. They have an expertise recognized by the clients and a strong corporate and social responsibility strategy. So when you see this, it's a beautiful story, beautiful company. It's all okay, but because there is always a but, the competitors in the market are always more aggressive with strategies to access market very aggressive, that pushed to do always less expensive products. So they struggle to be competitive by selling the products. The clients have very high expectations in terms of innovations, but without capacities to pay for it. So it's a kind of controversial posture of the clients. They want a product with a lot of innovation, but they can't pay for it. And it leads to a race to volumes. They need to sell more and more with lower price. So it's kind of how do you say? I lost the word. A vicious circle. They have to sell always more. And they have a lack of recognition of the value, the true value of electrocaloric, and I will be back on this term of value. So we work with this company, and we thought about three solutions. The first one is the business as usual. So to continue to sell the product as usual. It can work at short term, but at mid and long term, it can be difficult to have a prosper economical model. The second solution was to satisfy the price expectations of the market and produce trolleys with low value added to degrade the service to have the lowest cost, and of course to sacrifice the quality was not an option for the company. So we thought about a third solution. It was to satisfy the quality expectations of the market. But it's an unknown way. It seems to be the best for the mid and the long-term strategy of the company. And it's the innovations by the model, the economical model with this servitization. So the pathway of this company is to go to from the sale of the trolleys to a global solution of distribution of meals. So it looks easy like that, but it's why I put a black box in the middle, because to go from the sale of trolleys to a global solution means a lot of things and a lot of questions from the company. So they transition from the selling of a product, the trolleys, to selling of a global solution that integrates the product as well as services. It's a long way, it's a trajectory, and it's made from testing, failures, adjustments. And I will give you some example of question that we work with them. We started to interrogate the needs of the user. How can you respond to it, and which effects that you want to produce to the clients? After we think about what am I realizing and what is bringing value to my clients. And here I have an anecdote to share with you regarding this question of the value proposition. We engage a reflective process with the CEO of Electrocaloric to determine what, in his opinion, held value for this client. And he only spoke about the product, the trolley, how it was reliable, ergonomic, sturdy, lightweight. It was just a focus on the product. Then we asked him to pose the same question to a few trusted clients, and the results were completely different. And to his great surprise, the trolleys were rarely mentioned by the clients. What held value for the client was the close relationship, the responsiveness of the sales department, the expertise of the technicians who help with the trolley handling. So it's all the service around the product which add value for the client. And these were aspects which were not valued by the company. And worst, they were unaware of the significance of this value. So that was the starting point for the pathway to a global solution. The product is a part of a global offer, but not the only one component. After this, we thought about which kind of resources do I have to mobilize to deploy this value proposition. And it's not only about material resources, but also immaterial, the skills, the knowledge, the confidence, the relationship with the clients. All of these had a lot of value for the company. We ask for which kind of externalities they generate on the ecosystem, on the environment, as the consumption of raw materials, of energy, of water, etc. And can I minimize some of them and optimize the positive ones? After we have to adjust to think about how I have to adapt my work organization, because to go from the sale of trolley to a global solution, it's not the same job, it's not the same skill. So you have to adjust to adapt your organization of work. So which new skills do I need? What's the evolutions of jobs? The commercials, for example, when they sell a product and when they sell a service, it's not the same posture with the client. And can I cooperate maybe with other actors to bring more value to my offer? We opened our mind in terms of stakeholders to engage with us in this pathway. It's a challenge for me to, we support this company for more than 2 years, and in 20 minutes to do a resume, it's very, very hard because I want to tell you more, but it's very, very focused. So what it means, a global solution of distribution of meals. I show you the same schema from the Ellen MacArthur, because it's really linked with circular economy. You will see. The principal thing is that the focus moves from the value in exchange, from the value in use. If a product is a component of the offer, it's the use of the product that makes the service and the value itself. So electrocaloric now assists the client to control the energy consumption, the usage rate of trolley. So it's a really global offer. And what's the links with circular economy? In this model, electrocaloric keep the property of the trolley, so they have to prolong the lifespan of it. So it means that they have to the trolley, to eco-design the trolley to be easily maintained, reuse the components between different references, anticipate the remanufacturing and the recycling of trolleys, and organize the recovering of the products, as mentioned David in his presentation. And electrocaloric created a circular area in his factory. So you see, when I speak about eco-design, reuse, remanufacturing, it's all about circular economy. It's the different topics of circular economy. And then now electrocaloric help the client to analyze and understand the needs. It's not anymore a one-shot contract, but for this kind of offer, it's a formalization of several years. So it brings stability to the company with economical visibility and create an in-phase atmosphere to work on the strategy. But it means also to go from a service delivery that is standard to a service relationship. It means to assist the clients in the use of the service. They have created a training program with a creation of a platform with data processing and the analysis of the trolleys, of the consumption of trolleys. I think I'm a bit too long, but let me know, Rui and Krista, if it's okay. Just want to have more slide to maybe to conclude, the service-based dynamic bring responses to some limits. We try to leak out an economic model based on indexing volume and turnover to something which the value proposition is based on the performance of use of the service and the goods. We also question the useful effects and the externalities generated by the activities, taking care of these externalities, trying to reduce the consumption of raw material, of water, of energy, etc. And we rethink the innovation. Innovation is not always based on product, on technology, but also in the economic model to think different. And of course, it's to go from a linear economy to a circular economy, as we mentioned in the example with David and with electrocaloric. So it's a true pathway. It's something new. It's a disruptive model. It took years to go, but it's very interesting. It's very interesting and very, I think, very important for the companies to re-question the economic models. And don't be afraid. You will have all some resources to go further if you want. With some examples, with electrocaloric, it's in French, but you can maybe traduce some things with Google. They have an English website. And I mentioned some examples with English subtitles available too, so you can how do you say, you can think and you can see how companies can go on servitization. And thank you for your listening.
Thank you very much. I think it has been a very good moment because now we can have here a good vision about how to regard the actual business in companies, but also how to promote new extension. We call it sometimes extended services to the industrial capacity. So I think it's been also interesting to analyze that in nowadays we look to the European market and we assist to disappear of the industry in certain countries. And we are pushing very much for services. And sometimes we forget that the services, they depend on the basis of the industrial production. So I think this is a good loop on the analysis that we should be aware. And now I will open the floor for some questions that the participants can ask. Please raise your hands. Cristina Soares, Barbara. Yeah. Let's start first by Barbara Gouveia. Please, Barbara, identify yourself.
I'm sorry, I just raised my hand, but I didn't want to talk.
Oh, thank you very much for anyway. So, Cristina, can you?
My question is related to the circular methodology, because you, David, present different kind of strategies regarding circular design, but also circular business models. And regarding your experience, what are the main that you use to work with manufacturing companies? what are the most important, or the companies, but manufacturing, regarding manufacturing, are using in their exercise with yours methodology, or they combine. You are mute. Sorry.
You are mute, David. You are mute.
Sorry. Yeah, they combine. The idea is to combine different approaches and different archetypes in order to have better and improved business models. So for those kind of companies, of course, that they all want to have long-lasting products, better quality products, but they are improving in terms of services. What services they are supplying also besides their machines, what services they are developing in order to support the longer life, longer periods of use of their products, a better use, better maintenance and repair of the products, recovery, be able to recover products in the end of life, and adaptability is also very important because the needs of the companies and the needs of the users are changing, and this nowadays the needs change a lot. So if we are able to update and adapt the products and the services, it's a plus for these companies.
Very good.
Okay, thank you. Maybe I take the opportunity, if I don't know if more people have questions, but
yes, we have Sophie. Sophie.
Okay.
Smith.
Okay.
Sophie, welcome. Nice to hear you.
Yeah, but Christina, you can ask your question just to
It's
and I will ask afterwards.
Okay, thank you, Sophie. Regarding the time to implement this methodology, how many time in media, of course, the companies need to implement your methodology?
Well, it depends a lot of the companies, but the training was within 1 month, was 3 days within a month, where companies explore their business model, and they came up with a plan for information. And this plan had different approaches. Some companies established their plan for 6 months, other companies for 1 year. It depends on the solutions they come up. But I say that from 3 months to 1 year, it's feasible.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, Sophie.
Hello. So thank you to David and Nicola for the presentation. It was very interesting to have some use case because we most of the time hear about the same one. So it was interesting to have other examples. I was wondering, Nicola, about this process or engagement towards a new business model requires also some new contracts with your clients, some new way of considering yes, be paid by your clients, so not for a product but for a long-term service. And how is it also perceived or seen by the banks and the investors? Because of course I think that most of companies has to rethink about the way they are working with the financial investors, and to convince them that it is also an interesting way, because you spoke about the growth objective, and it is a sustainable objective, maybe not with less growth, I think, but maybe with some more added value or quality objectives than growth only. So yes, I would ask your feedback about the relationship with the investors in this kind of new business model.
Thank you for the question. It's a very interesting one because it's a common question for almost every companies that are interesting on servitization, and to keep the property of the products. It's some company can struggle. It's a really a background work made by structures like the CIRID and other organizations to sensibilize the investors and the banks to these new models. And for the example, electrocalic start with a few, like 100 trolleys, because they only have the capacity to keep the property of 100 trolley, and it's little by little. It's not a big change of the economic model at the beginning. It's really a pathway trajectory we experiment, and sometimes the bank, I don't know if they don't understand or don't want to understand the good the benefits of this kind of economical model. So it's I don't have really responses because it's very unique. Some for the case of electrocaloric, the bank were really open to finance a part of this product, of this experimentation. We have others company that the banks didn't invest in this project. So it's very hard to bring a response. We try to sensibilize the investors. We work with, in France, we have the ADEME. This is the governmental ministry of ecological transition, and we go to this kind of organization to finance this kind of project, because we think that if we demonstrate the success of this kind of project, after the banks and the investors will go with us and finance other projects. So it's a true question and a very good question, but I can't bring a response unhappy.
Okay, but it was quite interesting. Thank you.
Okay. So there is more questions. We are coming to the end of this webinar. I just recommend you to visit our website from the project GEMSTONE, where you can find the roadmap for green manufacturing. But you can also identify the next calls that are open till 30 April. So it's very important because it's very good funding from the European Commission. So you can get 100% of funding, so which is really interesting. So let's keep together. And thank you very much for your fantastic presentations, David and Nicolas. It was a great pleasure. I hope to see you very soon. We can exchange more contacts and maybe some activities together. Thank you, Christina, for supporting us on this. And thank you for our partners from GEMSTONE. You are the best. Thank you very much. And we close now the session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Do you want us to... Oh, se calhar querem que ficamos um bocadinho para
Se calhar
fazer
é melhor parar a gravação.
Cristina, pode parar a gravação.
Ok, sim, sim.